All right, so we finally closed in this house, we got it cleaned out. Now our problem is we've got to figure out the majors. So I think now that it's cleaned out, we can see what we're working with.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to see before. It was very cluttered.
Yeah, it was very cluttered here. We have to see what we need for all the major stuff. So we need to know the furnace. I know electrical needs to be done, but the furnace, I think for sure. The upstairs, now we can design that a little better.
Yeah.
We got to see what we're really into this house for, so we can see how we can make a profit.
See what we're working with.
That's the biggest challenge now, is how do we make money in this house to make it profitable. So the first major thing, we're outside. Gotta love the Northeast. Here we are. It snowed last night, so.
Curb appeal.
Yeah, curb appeal. We need some curb appeal in a big way.
So yeah, there's no front door. I mean, there is, but it's off to the side. And you know, for curb appeal, a front door definitely makes it look nicer and more inviting.
We talked about when we bought it, right? We talked about putting a door there. So if we put it where there's an opening, that'll be easier.
Right.
They're only just taking out half the wall.
Some of the front, you know, there's already a header in there at least. So the driveway's on this side. So yeah, I think that's the window we take out and we put a nice door in, maybe even with a side light.
Siding. So this is old school siding. So anytime you have siding that's, what is this, 10 inches, 8 inches, whatever it is, 8-inch siding, that's going to be old. It's aluminum. It's in good shape.
So the problem is when you pressure wash this siding, many times the paint will actually come right off.
Yeah, well, the powder comes off.
The powder comes off, and then you just end up with like silver spots. So that can be an issue with this. Although this isn't bad. This is not in bad shape.
It's not in bad shape.
We might be able to just get rid of some of that mossy stuff. And then by the time we put the new door on and put some shutters on, it'll like dress it up and make it look a little newer. I think we could probably get away. Let's look at it around back, because I don't remember what that looked like. But the way the front looks, I think we could get away with keeping it.
I think if we pressure wash, this might look great, and that might be so trying to save money on a budget.
Right.
If you look around the neighbor's houses,
The soffit's in good
some
shape.
are, some aren't. You know, newer siding looks nice. Let's see the whole budget. Once we go inside and see all the majors we have to deal with, then we can kind of get a better idea of budget, what we're going to do with it from there. But that may be something for us to consider. So, all right, let's go inside. All right. All right, so she's all cleaned out.
Okay.
Put a nice little smell to it. All right. So, got the shed. Let's move it. Let's start looking for all the major things we have to do now. Where are all the major things?
Okay. So I actually like the ceiling on the front porch. It's in really good shape.
Yeah.
We could put a new light fixture there, paint this paneling.
Overall, we're gonna just keep this as a porch. So you're walking the front door.
Yeah.
And keep it as a porch and make it part of the living room.
I would love to make it part of the living room, but that's gonna cost a lot more. Because this was probably, you know, this is an exterior wall before. So if I take that whole wall out, I think we're gonna have issues.
I'll be right back.
So,
I think I see some bucks over here.
Some bucks, this is scary. This is my husband.
Here I am. Is that wrong?
Poor dear. He wasn't hurting anybody.
Lots of cool stuff in houses, so all right. So
you know,
majors, let's stick with majors and kind of the design and what we're gonna do here, right? So let's.
I could keep like columns in here and open that up though.
So
And
major
make that
supporting
like a
wall.
fitting- I know. I'm not talking about taking the whole wall out. I mean, I am, but with supports so that it wouldn't structurally be bad. And that might be a really cool look. And what I could do, so what I want to do is I want to take this wall out altogether, because this living room is really small. Take this wall out and make this all part of the living room. I'm going to assume that the floors are the same as they are in here.
Yeah.
But what we can do, because the porch isn't going to be the same, but I could take wood and run it the opposite direction in there and stain it all the same color, and it wouldn't look bad. And then that could kind of be like its own little, you know, we could put some columns in between or something like that.
How much cost do you think?
I mean, it's demo. Demo isn't that much.
And we need to have structural support there.
Structural support. So, but we've already got headers like where these doors and windows are. So it's a matter of just putting columns in the right places and beefing those up so that it supports the load.
So this would be a big open area when you walk in with wood.
And it would look really pretty.
Okay, so that's a major. So several thousand for that. But let's move. All right, let's move from there. So this front will all be something. Living room area. So we're going to lose a bedroom, but we're going to gain one upstairs.
Correct.
So we're still going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath when we're done.
Correct.
All right, so let's move along.
Yeah.
So By the way.
Ooh, that feels warm. So, I like that.
Well,
I'm just gonna stand here for a while.
We'll get to this, but this
is like blowing my hair.
This is the only heater in the house. This is the only spot where heat comes up in the whole house. Wow. So we have to discuss where we're gonna put vents and things around with the heat. Yeah, this is the only heater in the house.
I think we've only ever bought 1 or 2 other houses that had heat like that.
Yeah. Here, you go first.
Oh, that feels so nice.
All right, move along. So,
right.
bathroom.
Bathroom we need to gut.
Gut bathroom, new bathroom.
Yep.
Done. That's a major, got that out of the way. Obviously, the bathroom's gonna need some serious love and TLC.
I don't love having the bathroom in the kitchen, but I don't see a lot of alternatives in this house with the layout the way it is. All right.
Well, you're gonna have a bedroom. There'll be a bedroom here.
There's a bedroom there.
And there'll be a bedroom on the back.
On the back. So what I want to do is take out this wall, or at least cut it in half.
As a chunk, new kitchen.
Yeah.
Got it. New kitchen, and then what's happening here?
Chop this wall in half. Have the bar stools on there. This will be the dining room.
So this was added on over the years, so it's another exterior wall.
Right.
So it's a thicker wall.
So maybe the wall doesn't come out to the door. We can keep a column there.
Okay.
So that it still supports it as needed, and then we just put like a 4-foot pass-through in right there. That's enough room. 4 feet is enough room to put 2 bar stools. Okay. We'll have the countertop overhang on the dining room side. So and then we have plenty of space in here between what's here and then what's over on this wall.
All right.
To do the kitchen.
And so the bedroom, so there'll be a bedroom off the kitchen.
Bedroom here,
bathroom here.
I mean,
cabinets will go on this wall here too, or no?
Yes.
All right, so new all that. Let's save the upstairs till last, because that's going to be the moneymaker.
Yep.
Right? What sells houses?
Kitchens and bathrooms.
Kitchens and bathrooms. So the kitchen will look nice. The front will look nice when you walk in. It'll have that wow factor.
Yep.
And then here we're gonna
open that up as much as possible.
Okay.
And this will be the dining room.
This is the dining room.
Yep. Which is good because there's a door.
Okay. Brand new hardwood floor, and they have this huge water stain right here.
It's so disappointing, and that will not stand out.
No.
But here's what we can do.
Make it dark.
Yes, we can make that dark. We just basically stain the rest of the floor a darker color, but we don't put the stain on top of the water stain.
Right.
We feather it in, and then you won't even ever know that was there. Because these floors are in great shape.
Okay, good. They've got enough dust in here behind the pictures over the past few years. I'm just saying, maybe a couple of things.
Ew, don't touch that.
They've been here for a long time, so this house was built by a family many, many years ago. Okay.
New windows.
Well, these are already new windows. So these are double pane windows. They're insulated windows all the way through.
They look really old, but when they're painted,
these
they'll
can
be
be painted because the rest of them are white vinyl. So that, as far as the major,
we don't have the count for it.
Don't need any windows.
Yeah.
So what are the front area for windows? Of course, we always do a new kitchen, new bathroom. That's normal. The rest of the majors are going to be electrical. I saw some of the buttons in the front were no good. Why don't we look downstairs?
Okay.
For the
and then
majors?
There's another bedroom over there.
We're just gonna make that better, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. All right, let's go downstairs and check that out.
Okay.
All right, we'll go down there and protect me in case something bad comes out. You can keep me safe. All right, so obviously not gonna do any kind of living down here, but the majors. So,
but we can play tic-tac-toe.
Nice. So obviously, if you look down here, we need a new furnace. Look at that bad boy. I have been energy audited. 1925.
Is it 25 really?
No, they do energy artists in 25. Yeah, they were big into energy artists in 25.
I was just surprised that this was that old. I wasn't even thinking of that.
Youngster. So anyway, obviously, well, you know. So this furnace has got to go. Here's the thing: when you buy a house, people. Sometimes they say, hey, a furnace works fine, and it might work fine, but there's no way it's going to buy that house with that furnace there.
Yeah, there are some cases where we say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is not the case.
So major, need a new furnace. Now the deal is, this is an oil furnace. You can tell it's oil by this contraption down here, and also that's fed by oil, which comes there. There's also an oil tank down here, but here is the beauty of this. So there's an oil tank in here. When we bought the house, we had to go ahead and pay for the oil in the tank. That's an adjustment that was made. People don't always do that, but we did in this case. We gave them an adjustment. We're going to take this oil out and use it in a different house, or actually my mom uses oil at her house, so I'm probably going to surprise her for the holiday season and give her oil.
So here's something other...
I guess we're done talking about my mom?
Yeah, we are.
I guess we're all through that.
So I just noticed something interesting though. This is on dirt.
Yeah.
This is not on a foundation, and when you don't have the foundation that goes in the dirt, it can often, you need to test for radon, because radon is more prominent when there's a dirt in the basement.
Well, you're just a downer, Debbie Downer today, aren't you?
Well,
Very good.
when you're flipping a
You're
house,
right,
you have to make sure you count all your costs and make sure you cover your butt.
So major here.
I like how you cut me off there.
Yeah, I'm all done. So we are gonna have get rid of the oil tank. We don't want to use oil anymore because oil is not very popular in the basement because we do have gas here. There's a gas meter at the other end here, and there's a gas line that goes right through the house. Is this the gas line? Yes. This is the gas line that goes right through the house. So we'll use the gas, put in brand new gas, forced hot air. We have to have a vent system going through the house.
Yep.
But forced hot air is more popular. People will like that. That'll be easier.
It is more popular, however, we don't turn away houses that have oil, that are heated by oil. It's not like it's a deal killer.
No, but if we can convert to natural gas,
if it's simple to do it, then do it.
It's already in the house. Obviously, new hot water heater. This has been around for probably 30, 40 years.
Since 1925.
Yeah.
Maybe it was energy audited then too.
Yeah, hot water heaters back then, I don't think so. So they had a boiling pot on a stove.
I was looking at the electrical panel, and you know how people label their electrical panels? Well, this one said meat grinder on it. You don't see that in every house.
My dad was a butcher. Oh, he had a meat grinder in our house growing up. People didn't have to mess with the Schwarm family because we had a meat grinder and a buzzsaw. Just saying. Okay, so electrical panel in the back. We know that needs to be replaced.
Yeah, it's very
that
small.
needs to be, yeah. So majors. Electrical panel, furnace. We're going to convert the furnace with oil. Some of the money out of here will help. We get the oil back. That'll sort of help compensate.
Right.
You know, for the extra expenses there.
Hot water heater.
Yeah, hot water heater. That's small.
Yeah.
$600-800. We can get that all done for. All right. So now let's get back upstairs and look and see the beauty, the moneymaker of making an ensuite upstairs.
Yes.
All right. So the stairs are kind of steep. I'm not very tall. That's gonna be a problem.
Yes.
So let's see if we can move that floor.
Yeah.
Get up here.
I'm only 5'3" and I hit it.
Yeah. So for sure, we'll have to get headspace. We'll have to cut this out. So to make an ensuite up here, what are your thoughts?
So here's the issue with doing that though, because we have like a 2 or 3 inch difference in the floor height.
Yep.
So if we bring this back to allow headroom in the stairs, we're gonna have an issue with not having enough room. So we're gonna have to take this wall out.
Yep. Which is
and then
okay.
we're gonna have to build this floor up so that it's level with this one.
So we build this up. So if we do this, the ensuite, the door will be downstairs.
Right.
So you open it from because you don't want to have your door from the kitchen. You want to keep the door closed downstairs.
Yeah.
Keep it there. You open the door, you walk up, you'll have nice railings around here.
Yep.
Right, like you do. You'll have windows, so we need new windows up here. That's not really that major, but new windows. And then what?
We've got decent ceiling height. I mean, we have probably 7 foot, would you say?
Yeah.
That's probably 7 foot.
So you have to wait where the collar ties go across.
So we'll do the collar ties across, but those don't have to be, you know, that brings the ceiling height down to 6 something. So I think we're still okay on that.
I think we're okay on height in this town.
I do. I think we're fine with that. We'll build 4 foot knee walls on either side.
Yep.
So that they have room to put their furniture and everything. If it's a small room, we don't do the knee walls because that gives the illusion of more space. But in this room, I think we have enough length that we can totally make that work. Now, this is where you have to have some vision, and this is where I like to have fun. When we first started flipping houses, these kind of houses were our bread and butter. We did a lot of these attic conversions.
Yeah.
So we haven't done them in a while, so I'm excited about it. So what we'll do is we'll put a bathroom in right here because there's a window. So we'll put a full bathroom in here, nice long shower, sink, toilet, linen closet somewhere. That will be awesome.
So, as you throw that out there, there's a matter of plumbing. So we have to get plumbing and electrical up here.
So we have to build a chase downstairs, and we have to have enough pitch to get. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking because the porch is right here. So the porch to do so that front kitchen wall that you want to turn to arches is right here. So
not the kitchen wall, the living room wall.
I'm sorry, living room wall.
So by one of those columns, we'll build a chase.
Okay.
And that just goes all the way down to the basement.
And that's where everything will pitch through and go there.
Yes.
Right. So so we're going to convert this to an ensuite. Holy crap, is it cold up here?
But that's gonna look. I mean, that's gonna. You know, you're taking all this square footage. I mean, this is the full length of the house.
Yeah, this is a lot.
This is big.
It's a lot of square.
We're going to add so much square. We're going to almost double the square footage in this house.
So this alone will add a ton of value to the house because now we're going to add. So instead of being what do you think downstairs is? 800 square, 900, maybe 1,000
maybe
square.
1,000. It's a decent size.
This is not. I tell you, adding this because you're going to add the porch as living space too.
Correct.
I bet you we're going to add say 600 square foot, 700 square foot. So now we have a 700 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So
with an ensuite, and people love ensuites.
Yeah. So this will be great. All right. And by the way, if you want to.
And since we're getting rid of this wall, we still have a window in the bedroom because that window is going to shine light in here.
So let me ask you, what do you do with you're going to block off all the natural light from the window when it comes from the bathroom. So what can you do there?
So we could just do a frosted glass door.
Got it. Done.
So that
maybe even a slider
or a pocket door.
A pocket door with a slider with a frosted glass door in it.
We could do that.
Because the pocket door can be open. They can let light in when they want privacy. They close it.
Right.
Saves room in the pit. Done. All right. Let's go recap this thing. All right. So I think we've determined our majors on this house. So the main problem we have with this house is when we come in. Now that we have a house that's really jam-packed with the former occupant's stuff, we got it all cleaned out, and then we have to come through and say, what are the majors? What are we looking at? Because a major, we call it a major because it could be a total budget buster. A major could be a $5,000 or $10,000 item that maybe we weren't prepared for.
And before we bought this house, we just went ahead and accounted for all of the majors because you don't ever want to buy a house and not anticipate those and then have it be a surprise later. So if there were any surprises here, it would be that we don't have to replace something because we budgeted for everything.
But I think we're gonna have to replace everything that we thought in here.
Yeah.
Exception of maybe the siding. So we talked outside about opening that front wall up. That was the first big major that we're gonna do.
Putting the door in to help the curb appeal.
But the value will be there because we'll add in a living room and a full living space out there. And then we're gonna come back, obviously full bath, new kitchen. That's a normal thing that we do. Next major is going to be the furnace downstairs. That's a big major. The garage out back, tearing off the extra stuff in the garage.
Yeah, that demo will cost a little bit.
It will. That's why it's a major, right?
Yeah.
So we know that. And then we have the electrical. We knew electrical was going to be big, but electrical's in the whole house. We're going to put that whole new heating system with vents through the house.
Yep.
And then the last major is the ensuite.
Right. And since we're doing all new vents and everything, we'll probably do AC as well. If we're going to the trouble of putting vents in, we'll add AC.
Yeah. Yeah. As it's 31 degrees outside today, I'm not thinking about AC, but she's right. That's probably something we should do to add value to the house when we sell it. So, talk about design a little bit.
Yeah, so sometimes people might walk in a house like this, especially before when it was all full of stuff and it was hard to even see anything. But some people really struggle with the vision, and you look at this floor, you look at the condition of the kitchen, and it's older, it's dated. But the thing about it is, whether a house has been like really upkept and it's still outdated, it costs the same as redoing something like this.
People confuse that. People sometimes think, oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff. The only difference between a house full of stuff that has to be updated and a house, even if a house is from 1965, it hasn't been updated. If it was updated in 1990, that sounds like a big difference, right? Well, 1990 was still 30 years ago.
Right.
So you still have to update.
You're dating us.
I know that. I didn't say I was. I guess I was born in the 60s. Shut up. All right. So, anyways, I think I like you today. So that's the big thing with this house, right? We have to figure out.
I can live with that.
Yeah. So. Gotta love her. Oh, she's a real sweetheart today. So now I forgot what I was talking about. So anyway, whatever I was saying about dating. So when you update a house, right? When you update it, it doesn't matter if it's updating from 30 years ago or 60 years ago, and not 60.
It costs the same.
It's the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And the only difference is a couple $1,000 to have it cleaned out. In this house, it was several thousand to have it cleaned out, but we budgeted for that in the beginning. So I don't think we had any major budget busters in here.
Right.
And like Amber said, if you can come through and see the vision like she sees.
Don't let that stuff scare you. Don't let the age of it or the condition of it scare you, because it costs the same as if it's in good shape.
Yeah. And we bought this house right. Make our money when we buy houses. That's when you make your money. So we bought it right. Now we're jumping into the renovations. So stay tuned, and we'll come back here and show you the finished product, or even during, if we have challenges, we'll be back during this process, and we'll go from there. So next one down. See ya.